Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York. New York Times World News. April 11th. 5 o'clock America New York. China's echoes of Russia's alternate reality intensify around the world. China's officials and state media are increasingly parroting Russian propaganda organs on the war in Ukraine, undercutting US and European diplomatic efforts, even after the killings in Bucha. President Xi Jinping of China left, with President Vladimir Putin of Russia in Beijing in 2018. New York Times World News.
April 11th. 5 o'clock America New York. U.S. weighs shift to support Hague court as it investigates Russian atrocities. The government is hamstrung from helping the world's war crimes court by two laws and a policy aimed at barring it from charging Americans. Destruction on Tuesday, in Borodyanka, Ukraine, where as many as 200 people had been missing and presumed dead after intense aerial bombing.
Washington Post World.
April 11th. 4:40 America New York. John Lennon's son Julian sings Imagine for first time in support of Ukraine. The musician's cover was in support of Global Citizens' #StandUpForUkraine fundraising effort. WorldCBSNews.com.
April 11th. 4:34 America New York. Queen commiserates with COVID patients after her own bout with the virus. Britain's monarch empathized with patients, doctors and nurses at a London hospital, saying the coronavirus does leave one very tired and exhausted.
Fox World News.
April 11th. 4:06 America New York. Ukrainian nuns open their monastery doors to the displaced. A quiet monastery in western Ukraine has transformed itself into a playground for children displaced by the war.
Mirror World News. April 11th. 4:02 America New York. Putin expert shares sinister Nazi theory behind eerie Russian Z symbol seen in Ukraine. Russian political scientist Dr. Grigory Yudin has accused Vladimir Putin of copying the Nazi playbook with his Z insignia, which he calls half swastikas, to justify his senseless war.
New York Times World News.
April 11th. 3 o'clock America New York. Cheap as chips no longer true in UK as prices soar for a favorite meal. The costs for fish and chips, a working-class staple in Britain for well over a century, have rocketed as the war in Ukraine has made the main ingredients scarcer.
BBC News World.
April 11th. 1:26 America New York. Could Marine Le Pen win the French elections? Marine Le Pen will go head-to-head with President Macron in an election runoff in a fortnight.
BBC News World.
April 11th. 0:30 America New York. Elon Musk will now not join Twitter's board, CEO says. The Tesla boss was due to join the social media platform's board after buying a 9.2% stake in the firm.
Time. April 11th. 0:29 America New York. Limping Tiger Woods manages to inspire, despite worst Masters score of his career. Augusta, Georgia. The Masters patrons filled in every nook and cranny around the 18th green, awaiting the appearance of the man in red. A scene that's been so familiar to Tiger Woods on so many Sundays at Augusta National, but this one was different.
BBC News World.
April 11th. 0:12 America New York. Pakistan Parliament to vote in new PM after Imran Khan ousting. Imran Khan's main rival Shahbaz Sharif, the brother of a former PM, is expected to be the new leader.
Mirror World News. April 10th. 23:25 America New York. Mass grave of 132 bodies found in ditch near petrol station of Ukraine village. The number of bodies found in the grave in the Ukrainian town of Buzova, which for weeks was occupied by Russian forces, was yet to be confirmed.
Fox World News.
April 10th. 22:43 America New York. Russia's implementation of artificial timeline poses disastrous consequences, expert warns. Russia is seemingly eager to claim victory in Ukraine as a significant day for the country approaches. However, one expert has suggested that escalation in the country may increase after recent war assignments from Russian President Vladimir Putin due to his impatience and implementation of an artificial timeline.
Time. April 10th. 22:27 America New York. French President Macron to face far-right rival Le Pen, again, in runoff election. Paris, incumbent Emmanuel Macron will face far-right nationalist Marine Le Pen in a winner-takes-all runoff for the French presidency, after they both advanced Sunday in the first round of voting in the country's election to set up another head-to-head clash of their sharply opposing visions for France.
Mirror World News.
April 10, 2218 America New York, Vladimir Putin's strategic blunder could see Finland and Sweden join NATO by summer. Washington is reportedly banking on the growth of the Western alliance from 30 to 32 members, as a direct consequence of President Putin's invasion of Ukraine.
Fox World News.
April 10, 2202 America New York, Ukraine's Zelensky. We're not ready to give away our country. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said during an interview with CBS 60 Minutes on Sunday that his country is not willing to give up any territory to appease Russia.